sure when you wrote your first rhyme, like it was like really like powerful to the point where you was like, yeah, this thought is hot.
Yeah,
right?
at least I thought it was.
Right. So when did you actually like say it to someone, and what pushed you over the edge and say, you know what, I'm gonna get over the shyness and I'm gonna say it regardless? When could you remember that?
I know it had to be in junior high, like probably like right before I got out of junior high, like 8th grade. I had a little neighborhood group called Terror Triangle and everything. Like I was the DJ. I had two.
Now you still with the DJ?
Yeah, I was the DJ there. I had two neighborhood friends that rap. We was in a group. But I would do my little dabbling of freestyling and penning a little bit. And I had wrote a rhyme. After that group had ended, I started another group called Universal Soldiers. Like that didn't last too long, but it was a 3-man group like the last. And I had a friend named Weeze, you know what I'm saying? And he was the first person I kicked the rhyme to. To this day, he still remembers that rhyme. I think it's fucking hilarious, but I can't even, I'm not going to repeat it because I don't even remember too much of it, but I remember that was the first time I kicked something to him, and he was like, yo, that was kind of hot, and it gave me the confidence to keep writing. Like, but I kept all my music away from everybody till I felt like I was at the point where I was good enough to even compete, you know?
Right. Do you remember battling back then? Was that really like huge back then? Like was cats like battling on the corner or in the hallway or in the staircase?
Yeah.
You could date back and remember?
Yes. It was anytime we had a session, anytime we would smoke or it was a group of us, if it was 3 people, it was a rap freestyle session going on. And a lot of times I wasn't the rapper, but I can freestyle very well. I can freestyle about things in the vicinity right on the spot, so I was able to hang with them. But we always had that. To this day, we have battles. Me and my man Ghetto, we used to run up and down New York City, Manhattan, any borough. Anybody that said they had lyrics, we was at them. Like it just kept us sharp. Like we loved it for the sport of battle. It's part of the game.
Exactly. I definitely can relate like 100 times over. It's funny you mentioned that as a sport.
Yeah.
Hip hop music is something that is, as I nickname it, is the CNN of the inner city. It's the CNN of the world from the view of an artist. So from the view of that inner city kid, you know, who doesn't, you know, have the necessary resources to news anchor their message across the globe and put it in art form, you know, such as hip hop. Do you feel like hip hop music is the voice, you know, of the community, is the voice of that artist, and he could just, the only way he can transcribe it is through his lyrics? If you feel like that, why is that?
Well, yeah, it's always been the voice of the community because that's where hip hop started. Like, you know what I mean? If you think way, way, way back, like us as a people, we were very musical people. Like we played with musical instruments, but when that was taken away, like that's when hip hop was born. Like it have no other means of expression. So that's where graffiti, breakdancing is just another way of expression, and rapping came from just vocal point of, you know what I'm saying, just expressing how they feel against the poverty and all the restrictions we went through and as a people, and we come from the hood. It's not a lot is given, so it was basically made something out of nothing, you know.
Correct.
It's definitely a voice of the community.
Correct.